It's time.
Welcome to Date with DANU right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Today on our edition of The Naked Truth, we are speaking about the marginalized community as we celebrate the month of Pride. Let's speak about how we could create an environment that is good for everyone, where we can all live in a way where we are not discriminated. To speak about it, of course, we have four leaders who have worked tirelessly in creating a community that's safe and friendly for all of us. Let's speak more.
Hi, I'm Vihingi,
Hi, I'm Janindu.
and we are here to go on a date with DANU.
Hi, I'm Mal.
Hi, I'm Wasith.
Today we are here to
Go on a date with DANU.
Especially given that it's celebrating Pride Month and we have a lot to talk about and it's important to bring awareness as well.
And we are here to talk about the history of the Pride Month, as many people doesn't know.
LGBTIQ+. Now this is a set of letters and numbers and all of these that you would have been seeing a lot of in the month of June, where it has been debated across the world about this community in terms of inclusivity, in terms of using public washrooms or public gathering areas, in terms of whether it's fair for transgenders to be included in sports activities on an international platforms, in beauty pageants and so much more. These are questions that are spoken about globally, and a lot of us may think this is not a Sri Lanka issue, but it is. We also have people who are battling these wars in their communities, in their homes, in their neighborhood. To speak more about it, as close, I have four very young individuals who have created a community or a forum that has given them to be the platform where they can raise such awareness. We would like to not speak about their sexual preferences or identities, but we would like to speak about the work that we do. So to start things off, I'm happy to have Janindu, who is here. Then I have Vihingi, and we have Wasith and Imal. Thank you for joining me today on the show. So this is a bit of a different date with DANU, you would have gathered. So we are speaking about the Pride Month, and month of June we try to highlight these issues. I would like to start off about this forum or this group that you all have created with young entrepreneurs, leaders who have educated themselves, found a path in their career, a place in society, and you all wanted to be the voice for those who are unable to speak about their gender preferences or how they identify themselves as. If you can give me an insight to it.
Yeah, of course. To start with, I would say it's a collective of young individuals from all around the country that has gotten together to work for this marginalized community who is right now in very much of need to get their rights as humans. So I would say that's what we're doing right now with the young activist collective that we have formed. So that's mostly what we do. So I think my friends would, describe a bit more about that as well.
All right. So this young collective, I would like to ask you, as someone who is openly transgender, and you have come out to your family, and not only that, you have spoken about your preferences, how has this empowered you joining this kind of a society?
Yeah, people believe that transgender or LGBTIQ person have to hide the society. But I think if you are okay to come out, if your family is okay to
accept you.
Yeah, and I going with that path, and I do my educations up to high as much as I can come, and I make a path to no one can stop my way, and
You're independent.
I independent myself as a man, so no one can give a hand or give a push to stop me. So that is why I always try my best to tell who are coming to transgenders, the best way is earn yourself, study well, and after the path when the path make no one can harm you and no one can against you. The best way is it.
Yeah. You know, something that a lot of youth who have spoken to me on these issues tell me about is the fact that we want to be not known as that gay person or that lesbian person. They want to be known for what they have done, achieved and created in life. This kind of a mindset, do you see it still in the youth circles, like where they are lost, they feel that, you know, they're not good for anything and they feel like we should just, you know, our queer identity is the only thing that's spoken about?
Yeah, talking about feelings. So the main reason for why we feel like, you know, I just don't want to be that gay person, or I don't want to be, you know, labeled, that comes from the society itself. When you're being rejected from your family, when you're denied the access to healthcare, when you're denied from, you know, receiving your education to begin with, and from there onwards, no career options for you. And that's the main reason why, you know, people start feeling this way. You know, I don't want to be, you know, just this label and, you know, live my life up to nothing. So that is why it's important to talk about these issues and, you know, give those people a space where they can, you know, thrive like normal, like any other person would. We are all normal people in here. You know, just getting a label from the society doesn't, you know, have to stop us, but doesn't mean that I can just, you know, be an individual and, you know, carry my way forward being a member of the LGBTQ plus community. So that is the most important thing, and that's why we say, like, you know, we just don't want to be that gay person, but rather, you know, known for what I am.
Yeah, for what you have accomplished and contributed to the society.
Exactly.
Now, I know that you have come out to your family as bi.
Yeah.
And how was it? Because I want to speak about your hometown. You come from, not from the most urban
Yeah,
city
it's
where,
kind of rural.
yeah, where people are more exposed to such
Yeah.
information. How was it when you spoke to your parents? And to give more context, if you can tell us where you're from.
Yeah, I'm from Ambalangoda. It's in the southern province. It's a very small town, only known for the mosques. And there a lot of people are very traditional. These LGBTQ people are very non-existent there.
Or even if they know it, they don't like to come out or identify
there
themselves.
there are people there, but most of them are in the closet.
It's fear of society or rejection?
It's both, I guess. It's fear of society, rejection, and in the school and workplace also, people get bullied for that. As a woman, if I come out to my family as a bisexual, as I did, but if I come out in my school, it's a very huge problem, because then I would get discriminated by teachers and students also. So it's a huge problem.
But my curiosity is the fact that your parents would have not been exposed to such information when they were growing up, and they would have not even had a community like this. But today, to see their daughter accomplished, dressed well, in Colombo, doing things, and those are so many things to be proud about. And how were they when you gave this information? Did they say, oh, we don't care about that?
They just said it was a phase and be done with it.
Right.
Yeah,
that's something that a lot of people do face as
Yeah,
youngsters. Yeah, we'll speak about the phase when we do come back. We're getting into a break. We'll see you right after this. This is A Date with DANU, a special edition for the Pride Month. Welcome back to the show, and I want to start with Imal, this particular question. It's a phase, it'll go off, and this is something that is spoken about. This show is here to highlight about the facts that are around us, and how do we deal with it is what we're trying to speak about on Date with DANU. And there are areas where you can reach out for help, for guidance, for sanity within yourself. Sometimes people who are in this dilemma face such a personal pressure to sort of fit into the norm. So because of that, they end up taking drastic decisions. It could lead into depression, self-harm, or even suicide. So these are things that we are trying to prevent. And today we want to speak a little bit about this phase thing that parents tend to say, or the elders in your family will say, just ignore it. Keep it under wraps. It's something, although it's 2024, we are not willing to accept all of this when it happens to us. So tell me about how was it, how is this seen and you would have spoken to a lot of youngsters. How have they dealt with it?
Actually, in my life, my childhood, when I talk about it, I realized that I struggle many times with these kind of problems. And my parents and as well the relatives, neighborhood, everyone likes to get in marriage. If I marry, I get the kids. So this is only that they know. But other than that, there are so many identities and the things that we can do as a single person or the married person, or in the concepts that we say. All the things came with, I think, with our culture. But in my believing, we don't have much more culture with the history. But if I talk about what exists in the history with ourselves, we do have in the ancient time, if I say in the Kandyan period, in the Ceylon book by written by the Robert Knox, he said that the King Rajasingha had this kind of affairs with the boys, and as well as the Bhuvanaka the seventh, he also had. After that, we had the movement. If I say in 90s, it started. After that, we can say Gaman Mage Sagayo, NCOG, H2H. There are so many organizations. They try to change this society with their knowledge and the power. And personally, I do something with my parents. Likewise, if there is a news in the TV or in the radio that's saying about these kind of things that it is still existing, I give my knowledge to them. If they say this is not good, and being a gay or the lesbian or the transgender, they still don't have the knowledge, actually the awareness. Yeah. So I give my knowledge to them. Yes, I empower. Yes.
You give them the resources to understand that it is happening around them.
Actually, that's right. I give the resources. But my brother is aware of all these things. He's a friend with me, but he has some kind of open mindset.
So actually, he's accepting about everything.
Accepting all these things. But still, the societies go with the same. We need to marry and we need to have kids.
Follow the traditional outline.
Follow the tradition, yes.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask you, as a trans man, discovering yourself in a convent environment might have been very hard. Tell me about your growing up times.
Yeah, we know it is when it's my school time, my friends are not harm for me, not bullying me.
They were cool. They understood.
Are cool, and my colleagues, they are also accept me as me. And when I start my procedure, I tell them, close friends. Then they'll okay. You are still the same person. You only change your gender, but you are the one who with us. Then it's okay for us. But some teachers, they even I have no idea about what is lesbian or what is these things. They bullying me. You are talking too much with girls, and why you do that? Then I tell, in this school we only have girls. How can I talk with others? So that is the thing. Then they no you can't talk like that. Then I mean, okay, the person who came to me, who have trust of me, and they are coming they have some family problems. They come and me said, I have my father is not
so
with
they
me.
seem to confide in you, and this seems be a problem.
Yeah.
That's because the teachers and the other senior bodies in school saw something in you before you could see it.
Yeah. I'm always be a tomboy, like So, and I'm doing sports, and I am doing debating, and I am doing so many things with my education. And sometimes my senior teachers, not the young teachers, senior teachers, some of them blame me. Can't you wear frocks? Can't you grow your hair? Then I mean, is it a problem for you? My parents have no problem with that.
Why are you?
So why are you blaming? And one of my friends always, my close friends always been with me, and there are so many things happen to my life, but I think now I am proud myself.
Yeah. I have to ask a question, especially from him, of the fact that he's a lecturer, he has seen the youth sort of working with you always. I want to see how their mindset is changing or adapting to what the society has to offer today. And also, a question that I did ask on this show a few weeks ago about, is a gay relationship frowned upon more than a lesbian relationship? Let's pick more video from that. Welcome back to the show, doing a Pride Month special on Date with Danu. Now, JJ, I want to ask you, you are a lecturer, you speak to a lot of youngsters, you give them so much of your knowledge. How do you see them changing and accepting the environment where homosexuality is spoken out loud?
Yes, so given what I do, it gets me exposed to, talk to these young crowds, young children and, students who are learning, especially, a subject like psychology or like, sociology. We have the platform to talk about these things, and I have to talk about these things. What I understood was these kids, like from the younger generations, are like more open-minded. They know about things, you don't have to explain, word for word, whatever is there for them, and they are like willing to ask questions when they are having, certain doubts. People from the community, students from the, students who present themselves as LGBT community, students who have not come out yet, and, any other student, they would always, have the same set of minds to ask any question. And that I see as a big generation gap compared to, our parents, our grandparents and all. They were not having the opportunity or the technology to, enjoy the, perks of, globalization, or to know what's happening outside of the world and how much of people are representing these certain communities. I think that was the main thing that is presenting from the younger generation, and why they're more open-minded to, accept their friend, accept their gay friend,
Just as a person,
exactly,
and not see them in a different light.
So, to be honest, in a nutshell, it's very easy to talk to the young crowd about these things. So I think culture has a bit of a difference.
Do you feel there's more discrimination for two men who are in love than two women who are in love?
It's a very controversial argument, I would say, depending on
I'm just asking openly. You can just say yes or no.
Of course. I would say, like, given two women, going into a relationship, I would see most of the society cheering for that. They wouldn't be frowning as much upon it, or like, seeing it discussed.
Two men.
Yeah, as in compared to two men.
What is your opinion?
Yeah, I think I agree with JJ actually.
Would you say the same?
Yeah, it is some part of the
More relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm agree with you. Yes.
Now I have to ask you, as we have one person to represent the transgender community, transitioning from a woman to a man, does it have more privileges than a man transgendering from man to woman?
I think there is no, we can't say this is good then this is bad and this is good and this is bad.
But in terms of bullying and in terms of name
bullying, yeah, I think trans women who are getting more than bullying from trans men. But I think we are educate ourselves and we can manage ourselves as a human, perfect human. I think no one can bullying us. We can stand with our own foot. No one can bullying us. I think when most of people are talking about trans women, and they are talking about they are harassing and they are bullying, and trans men also, when we are going to hospital getting treatments, sometimes in my personal experience, sometimes some doctors who are psychiatrists who are trying to asking why you think you don't think you can be as a girl. Then I am asking, are you a psychiatrist? Why you ask it from me? Then they sometimes they are trying to bullying us. They are trying to give some bad. Then we are going entrance to get treatment. They are looking us at, oh my god, they doesn't do come here and wasting our time.
Right. They have already have their preset mindset.
But my it is few people, but most of them are really good, and we have to educate them also, not bullying them. They are coming from long journeys. I'm in my hospital. There are so many trans men, and my parents accept me, but those
they
don't, and they are coming from working Katunayaka, and they even doesn't plan. Their life goes like that. Some rich family boys coming, when they come out, they refuse them. Why they do that? The parents have to accept them, because that is even a girl or boy, that is their own blood. Why they refuse them?
Vihingi, I'm sure a lot of young girls, boys would have spoken to you. This element of depression, do you see it? Did you ever face depression?
Yeah, actually I did. And I have known a lot of people who did too. It's a very big problem in the community, not just the LGBT community, the young generation of our community. It's a very big problem.
And do our adults say, just forget about it, man?
Yeah, it's not taken seriously. Mental illness isn't taken seriously here in Sri Lanka.
And also parents doesn't think about that is an illness.
Yeah.
That is the thing. They think, මේකට මේ පිස්සු මේක පිස්සු කරන, that they refuse it. And when they go to the psychiatrist, they also tell, this kid is going to do some bad things. Doctor, please don't tell anything. Don't tell anything. Okay.
They teach the counselor how to counsel.
How to counsel. And that is the main. I think that is the main point. They doesn't understand their kids.
Now, in this community that you all work in, and as a society, you would have faced a lot of challenges in terms of youngsters coming to you who are depressed enough to commit suicide, or you all might have come across cases where they have taken their own lives. If you could narrate a few for our viewers so that they know the depth of this problem. Sometimes when you're living in this little routine life, morning till evening, you tend to not notice things around you.
Yeah. Just, it's good that you brought up the question. Just, not even a couple of days ago, one of the members from the transgenders community committed suicide, who was living with her boyfriend. And the saddest thing was their parents or any family member rejected the body to be brought to home, or do the funeral for that matter. You don't have to bring the body to your funeral, at least, accept the body from the hospital, don't make it rot for a day. So we, as a club from, the Young Activist Collective, got together, and, some seniors we know, like Bhumi Harendran and all, got together and, took the body and, brought it into a parlor. And there was a lot of community members who came to do the funeral, pay their respects. But it's just sad how, even at death, how your family would not accept you as, a person, at least. And up till the last moment, family members just came and went. But there was no child that they lost, I would say.
Did the parents come?
They did come. That's it. But
if they didn't come, if you all or the community has not taken the body out, would there have been a funeral? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would have gone, because even when taking the death certificate, there was a problem, because they would refuse. The doctors would refuse to put, Mrs. or like Miss in front of the death certificate. Was written as Mr. and the name, which there itself is, a bit problematic, a person would say. And this is just one incident that was happened recently, but there are many more incidents where, people are thrown out of, talk about marital rape. What do you know about marital rape? Talk about a lesbian woman who can't come out to their family, very traditional family, will get married off immediately, and every night the woman would get raped by his husband, so-called husband. And what voice does the woman has, as a lesbian, gets married off and has to stay married? That's our culture, right? So who talks about those? And do you know how many women would suffer because of those things? And how many, I don't want to talk about the rest of it, but I think that gives a little bit into the scope of what's happening because of the community, and why it's important to talk about these things, even though how harsh it could get. Opening your mouth about these things could, get your career like into shutter, and lose many more things.
Time for a break. We'll see you after. Welcome back to the show. From that devastating story that we heard before the break, I want to build a few questions on it. In terms of living with your partner when you're transgender, when do you have the recognition from the state that accepts you in the gender that you want to be accepted as?
Yeah.
What's the process, if you can tell us?
We get, when we go into the process, after getting our hormones, it means 6 months or after 6 months, it's depend on where you are getting your treatments. They give GRC, gender recognition certificate. After you get GRC, you can go to the divisional secretariat and you can get your birth certificate. And after that, there's a process, get 1 month, at least 1 month. So after that you can get your.
Is there discrimination there?
Some people doesn't know exactly what is this, and some people asking why you get this, what is the matter, some like.
I would say more of ignorance than
And
discriminating.
after that you can get your ID, passport, etc. So it is legalized. After that you are legal man or woman,
The gender that you identify as.
So
Okay.
after that you can marry
And then society will, legally you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe society might say otherwise,
yeah,
but
legally
legally
yeah,
you are under the right. Now I wanted to speak a little bit about this issue about that we see globally, transgender communities being introduced into the gender that they chose to be, their sports activities or beauty pageants. I just want to know, now it's a big debate that's globally spoken about. What is your opinion? From our little island home, we'll also state our opinions. What do you think? Should a trans woman should compete with other women in a sport activity?
Yeah, but we have trans sports, globally trans sports days, and we can participate. But yeah, but the problem is trans women, they think they have some masculine powers beyond the women's, and that is why they refuse it. But I think no, they are became a woman. And why you refuse them? Trans man, he's a man, not why you label is he or her as a trans label? He's a man and she's a woman. No one can put that exact label as a trans. So I think it is their right, and there are so many talented women and men in this society, in LGBTIQ society. So they hide their gender recognition, the gender identity, because they think they are refused from the society. There are so many hidden gems they never coming out because of the barriers that they face in the society.
Just adding a wee bit into that.
Yeah.
The actual question would be, should a trans girl, participate with the, other girls in their respective, we'll say, athletics? But the real question is, should we not include them at all? You can have a separate program for them, like, if it's, let's say, if it's athletics, rather than debating where they should be included, is it okay to not include them at all? That's the case. Where is their platform? Where should they show your colors? Because obviously they can. They have a talent. They want to show it off. Where are they going to showcase it? Because I can't apply for a separate slot there. If there was, I think all of them would be happy to go ahead and participate and represent their own group.
Now, another problem that has been creeping out, I'm speaking about this because y'all are in the space of helping others, where children today tend to think of it as a trend to say, oh, I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm fluid, I have no gender. It has become such a thing where sometimes even parents are so confused that some kids go through their transition, then they regret it and they want to come out of it because there's so much of peer pressure, they want to get involved in conversation, blah, 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 blah. Too many things. What is your opinion? Has it become a fashion or a statement piece that you want to say? Like how Instagram says he, him, they, them, he, them, all of that.
Yes, I will start and they can add something. The thing is the awareness. In Sri Lanka, there's a biggest problem that I can see with the sex education. They don't have a proper knowledge what is this. To being a LGBTIQ person in the community or being a straight person. So we all are general public. So in this case, there is a big issue in this education system. Why we cannot tell them these things are extinct in the society, why we cannot address. In my childhood, I faced a lot of problem with identify myself. Who am I? I first went to the mixed school and then went to the boys' school. When the mixed school time, even I didn't know how we born. It is in the, I think, I'm the 10th grade, yes. Still I didn't know.
Yeah, of course.
So because of the problem that we have faced in that time, but in nowadays we have the technology and everything, you have the sources, so you can search how the baby is born and everything. But in that case, in that time, I didn't have the resources. I didn't have the proper knowledge. Who am I? How should I identify myself? The struggle that I have faced is every time they say that, oh, you need to have a girlfriend and you need to have this. But I have to hide myself, hide my feelings, even from the parents, even from my siblings, friends and everyone. So this trend came out because now they have the sources. Yes. If you are in the LGBTIQ community, they think that they have some kind of a privileges and everything. Oh, yes, I'm a special person. They think like that, yes.
Now.
But yes, now, not then. But unfortunately, because of this situation, many children and youngers face, I think, a lot of problems because they don't know the person you should attract is mainly the sexuality means the person you attract or your feelings. It's not about the gender. It's two different concept. Yes, it's personal thing. Now I think it's come out with the fashion and you get the privileges and they will treat me like as the special person and you are a unique person like as.
But that's only if you're in this kind of an environment.
Yeah.
If you do come from your hometown, you're just going to be
bullied.
Yeah. It's a double-ended sword.
Yeah.
Time for a break. We'll see you right after. Our final segment, a special edition for the Pride Month. Now, talking about Pride, in Sri Lanka, different areas have actually hosted their Pride Parade. Even Jaffna had it. I don't know about this year, but they had it last year.
Jaffna,
Nuwareli had it. So these are eye-opening statements that have been seen on social media. Now, I have to ask y'all, Pride is also considered by certain people like පිස්සු නටන්න තමයි ඕක ඉන්නේ නිකන් ඇමගෙන හෙට මෙට යනවා වැඩක් තියනවද මේකින්. These are statements that you see as comments that constantly come about where it's just seen as a circus, not as a purpose behind it. And y'all were telling me the amount of discrimination that is seen for this. Tell me the importance of celebrating Pride. And now that people are asking for a straight Pride.
Of course. Yeah, I would say so we did celebrate the start of June itself, we celebrated at Jaffna, we did the Malayagam Pride, and at Colombo we have carnivals, we have a lot of organizations coming and building up platforms for us to celebrate different kind of things, street shows, carnivals, and dramas, festivals, events, and all of those things. So the celebrations are ongoing. I don't think that has affected anybody negatively, or we have bothered anybody's daily routine. We are just separating a month, and that's not just Pisunatanda. First of all, if those who want go into detail and understand why do we celebrate Pride, you can start with the Stonewall riot and see what happened there, and how many people had to sacrifice their life, and how many just because they are identified as criminals by birth, because that's what we are. Even at Sri Lanka currently now, we are criminals by birth. Anybody who identifies themselves as a member from the community. So that is why it's important to celebrate it. We are not just coming out and being proud for nothing, or dressed in colorful clothing, and that's not what people do at Pride. To celebrate the hardship, to have an ownership, to ask for our rights, and to be taken or see for who we are as people. We are as normal people. There is no separation in that normal and not normal. So that is mostly what we do, spread awareness, reach out to the people who are feeling lonely, and who don't see there are people who are just like them out there, just because they are separated by some barrier, legal, cultural, or whatever is passed down from generations to generation. As of now, Sri Lanka is in a big fight with the community, trying to legalize it. So I think there might be a chance to changing law is not that difficult. But does it mean if in future, if we are lucky enough to change the law to accept us as not criminals or to legalize this, I don't think the problem stops there. Where is your mind staying at? Are you open enough to not hate on another person just because they're living their life?
So Pride has a bigger meaning than just the colorful entities that you might see.
It does.
I have to say, if you are in any trouble with finding who you are, or even if you're subjected to abuse because of your identity, you can reach out to many platforms in Sri Lanka. I would like to speak about a few places. There is Equal
Indian,
Ground is one platform.
The National Transgender Network.
Transgender Network.
National Transgender Network.
And we can also
even any women's platform will help you out in sort of finding solutions in terms of giving you the right guidance. There have also been reported cases using apps that have been inclined towards the word hookup, which has been used as a platform to abuse some of the ones who have engaged in these. These are all reportable cases, and if there is anyone in your society, neighborhood or family that's struggling with any type of questions, you could reach out to them or to this collective here, where they will guide you through the processes. So thank you guys for coming. I really hope you had a good show. We were able to talk about things that we don't get to always speak about. I think it's very important that mainstream media speaks about such issues, not for anything, but a healthy tomorrow is what's needed, where we have youngsters who are proud to contribute towards a country that's welcoming. On that note, we need to wrap things up. Thank you so very much. We will see you again. Till then, you keep smiling. It's a wrap.